I'm sure you've seen like people in your comments saying like put the fries in the bag, like kind of messing with you. So
Of
listen,
course, of
people
course.
don't think that it's a real business, but once they actually
Right.
come and see, it's like, damn, these guys are really busting their ass every day. It's not just all talk.
All right, guys. So today we are here with a good now friend of mine, Joey Perman. He's actually currently one of our top salespeople inside of our marketing agency, Del Priori Hospitality. Now, listen, his level that he's gotten to financially through working with our agency is going to be non-disclosed just because of confidentiality reasons for Joe. But Joe, thank you so much for helping me out with this video. I'm really excited to dive into how you and I met, how you got your footing in actual sales through working with our agency, what you thought of the sales coaching and the training that you actually got from us, plus the placement. Because as you know, for us, it's not just about sales training. If you give someone a skill, but then no way to monetize it, they're not going to make any money. So obviously, you know, in working with us, it's the actual training that you get plus the placement, which is what people really need. So I'm excited to dive into this one. Joey, you've been a huge asset to our business. You've generated our company at this point hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you've generated yourself hundreds of thousands of dollars simultaneously as one of our top salespeople. So, Joe, again, thank you for being here. Let the people know what your name is, where you're from, and give them a little background.
Yeah, so yeah, my name's Joey. I've been working with Luke now for a little bit over a year. I think it's been like a year now, right?
I would say
Yeah,
so, yeah, but we would have to check when, because you came when we were at the old office, but we would have to check. I
Yeah,
would say a
no,
year.
I think I've been here for about a year now. I started with virtually no sales experience. I mean, actually, no, I started with no sales experience. Before I worked here, I was kind of just doing hard labor. I mean, I was doing all right, wasn't making too much money. Started working here. I, of course, wanted to have a place where I'd actually be able to scale, actually be able to grow, really kind of develop myself as well as a person. So, yeah, it's been great. I've been really enjoying working here. Kind of they've trained me from the bottom to where I am now. So yeah, it's been great.
Dope. So actually, the way that we met initially was Mike, who's one of our top salespeople, top salesperson right now, actually knew you previously and he brought you into the business, right?
Mhm.
So what I want to do is I kind of want to peel it a layer back because Mike obviously joined the business when there was no proof of concept, but did it help you to know that Mike had already been in our business for some time? You knew he was already making good money. Did that help your decision to start working with us a bit?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, when you see someone that's like kind of in the same situation as you, someone you kind of grew up around, and you see them
Sure.
doing well, it's someone that you obviously trust and that you know well. It
Uh-huh.
definitely. I mean, they're kind of that proof of concept right there, showing you that. I mean, he started from nothing as well. He was doing labor just like I was, so
Mhm.
kind of matched up well. Yeah, it definitely helped.
Yeah, you were working. So Mike was obviously doing electrical. Yeah, obviously you were working for more of like a window company and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like kind of
Yeah, like basic like house renovate or whatever the case may be, like power washing, gutter
yeah,
cleaning, stuff like that.
nice, nice.
So,
But so as far as career goes though, when you kind of graduated high school, college wasn't really in the picture for you. You weren't really considering it. You were just going right to work, or what was the decision there?
so so I was always working even when I was in high school. So I was always kind of working. But once I got out of high school, my parents wanted me to go to college, so I was like, all right, listen, I'll go, I'll give it a shot, but it wasn't for me. So I
Mhm.
knew it wasn't for me. I wasn't putting my best foot forward. I was kind of complacent.
Sure,
I'd never really been a school person, so that's why
I
from there I
understand.
decided to drop out, work full time, and then yeah, somehow fell into place here. So.
So you joined our sales training program. What did you make of everything that you actually learned inside, as far as the actual training, the live support, obviously with myself, being able to figure out how to handle specific objections, like I need to talk to my business partner. We don't have the budget this time of year. Hit me back up next quarter. I'm not sure if this is the right thing for me. Let me talk to my spouse. How has that helped you now translate into what you do as far as appointment setting inside of our company, and then also as an inbound salesperson as well?
Listen, it was a game changer. I mean, like I said before, I literally started no experience at all, never had a sales job in the past, absolutely nothing. So, I mean, everything was really laid out perfectly. You have everything you need, people
Uh-huh.
supporting you, people helping you on the way. You get access to
Mhm.
the sales team, so they're able to help you as well. Any questions? So, yeah, it's a game changer having that type of support. They really lay everything, I really had everything laid out for me from the jump, so
Mhm.
definitely helped a lot.
Yeah, and it's funny. So we just did an interview with Mike previously, and we were talking about how Mike graduated basically from He got the sales training from us, right? Then he got hired, right, through our actual marketing agency, Del Priori Hospitality. He got a job with the agency as an outbound appointment setter. Then he moved up to sales manager. Then he moved up to closer. And it was so
Mhm.
funny when Mike went from outbound salesperson to inbound salesperson inside of our agency. You were really the layer that kind of like replaced Mike as far as appointments go. Because Mike was again, he was a fantastic appointment setter. So we needed to replace him with somebody. And it was excellent that, you came into the business at a really basically perfect time. You came right in and then, you took Mike's job as an appointment setter and then you were booking to his calendar as closer. And that's still kind of the setup that we have to this day. And we see the progression because now you've moved from outbound salesperson to sales manager to now you're right on the cusp of having a full calendar for actual closing calls. And it's just great, bro. I'm seeing a lot of growth and a lot of facilitated growth similar to everything that Mike kind of went through as far as numbers go. So Joey, again, is not going to give specific numbers, but just to give you guys a range in outbound sales commissions, it's right around similar to where Mike was at on outbound. So that's a good sign, especially with the
Yeah.
kind of money Mike's making now. So yeah, bro, it's fucking
Yeah.
awesome. I'm very excited to see the growth. Now, let me ask you a question. As a salesperson, you could have gone to go sell for anybody. There were local people that run insurance companies that have hit you up, real estate guys. Why did you decide to join a marketing agency specific when you had no information about the field at all? You knew nothing about it.
Well, one of the big game changers was, I mean, I didn't really, well, of course, as you know, I didn't necessarily know you or Dario. I did
Uh-huh.
know of you guys. Obviously, I've seen you guys around. So it definitely helps seeing a lot of familiar faces, like we said
Sure.
before.
Sure.
Definitely the fact that I got into contact with Mike. I've obviously known Mike for a while. Obviously saw that he was doing well, saw that and I kind of thought like if he was able to do it, then why can't I? He started with no
You kind of
experience.
felt like you kind of felt like Mike's not going to fuck me over because he's like a long-term friend person that I've known.
Mhm.
So if he's working with these people, it almost built a trust factor, right? Like a
Yeah,
subconscious trust factor.
exactly.
Yeah, there you
Exactly.
go.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Like, I know a lot of people see the sales industry or certain industries that's kind of sketchy. So I mean, I just felt comfortable. People I knew were good people. Obviously, someone I know wouldn't screw me over. So that's what made me a lot more comfortable with it. I was a fan of kind of the commission structure as well, the reoccurring commission every single month. You stack up deals. Even if, I mean, if I wanted to take off tomorrow, that's a big thing. I obviously could if I really wanted to.
Yeah.
So, that's a big thing as well.
Joey, do me a favor. Can you explain the recurring commission model to everyone if this is their first time kind of hearing about this and how you get paid? Because maybe this was part of what was appealing to you when you first got the position, right? It's the recurring factor of it. So if you want to explain that for everybody.
Yeah, so I'll kind of explain it from the point of view of like an outbound salesperson. So essentially, as you know, as an outbound salesperson, you're doing the outreach. You're obviously, getting that information. You're getting the contact information, calling them with a set script. Obviously, that's proven that we know works. And then
Hmm.
from there, once you actually book that appointment, that's really the end of your job. So at that point, that's going to go into the inbound salesperson's hands. And now, hypothetically, if they end up closing that deal for whatever package it's going to be, you would get a set, whatever the commission may be, you would obviously get a percentage of that deal. And then every single month, since our service is recurring, our contracts go 30 days, it's every single month. So every single month for as long as that customer remains a client with us, you get that percentage every single month. So that's kind of how it works. You continuously, stack up deals, stack commissions, and then really from that point, after you book that appointment, you're really done with the work from there. I mean, if it closes, and that's really the work from there. That's really it. So
Exactly.
that's something that was appealing for me. It was kind of like, you do the work there, and then, you get the payment.
You
Really,
get you get
close.
equity you get equity just like a business owner does in every single deal that comes through, and you're
Yeah,
only responsible for the appointment and trying to get the appointment to show up. But
exactly.
it goes to show, bro, when you actually take the time to learn, to spend a couple weeks to really get good on the training front, because obviously you got the sales training, so you learned literally, and everything is given to you. You get weekly support calls, obviously, with myself, and I'm teaching you our exact sales script, how we handle specific objections, how to actually get through gatekeepers when you're actually on the phone with people. Anything you really need to know as far as how to organize your key performance indicators for your sheets, anything you need to know, you get
Hmm.
coached on through our coaching and it's taken care of.
Hmm.
Then you can go take that information you get from our sales training and you can go work for any company. You can go work for You could go work for any marketing agency because there's a lot of marketing agencies that will hire someone that knows how to sell. The difference is I don't see a lot of agencies paying people a recurring commission. So, best case scenario for the viewer is you get lucky enough to get hired by us, but again, we can only take on so many people. Like, how many people can I actually hire into our business? So, if anything, some people will get facilitated out and they can go work for other agencies and also work out this commission-based model where you can make serious fucking money. Now, Joey,
Mhm.
obviously, you don't own your own agency technically. You're a contractor and you work with us, but as far as sales goes for you, what would be your piece of advice to people that are hesitant? Because I'm sure you got pushback from your family. I asked the same question to Mike. I'm sure you got pushback from your family, maybe some friends. What are you doing? What is this all about? Is it a scam? There's so many like variables and questions that people have. What advice would you give to yourself a year ago when you did take the leap of faith?
Um, so you're saying like just when it comes to sales, like what would be my advice of, or just
Well,
in,
when it comes to hesitation, because I remember obviously when you first joined, you had a lot of questions for me about how everything actually worked. People are going to be hesitant to maybe even just booking a call to learn more about this because it's their first time maybe seeing my face or it's their first time learning about you or what we've been able to do. What would you say to them? What would you say to someone that's scared to maybe
well,
learn more about what we're doing?
yeah, the biggest thing I would say is do your research because a lot of people have, misconstrued like ideas of how our company works. Some people think like our model is completely different than what it actually is. I would say the biggest thing before ever going into any sales job, really any job in general, you want to make sure that you're doing your research. I mean, we're an open book to be quite honest. If anyone wants to kind of see what we do, we obviously don't hide anything. People come in all the
Cool.
time. They're able to see exactly how we work, exactly how the commission works, exactly, how our day-to-day processes go. So I would say the biggest thing is really doing your research. Honestly, just trust your gut. I mean, if you see someone,
Yeah.
in your age group kind of been through a similar situation, I think the biggest thing that's very important too is kind of familiarity. Like people, when you see people that people in your age group, people who had little, to experience to start as well, that kind
Yeah.
of helps as well. But I think the biggest thing is really doing your research because we've had a lot of people come in, as you know, they didn't really do their research prior. They had like a completely a crazy idea of what they thought the business was actually like, and then it happens to
Hmm.
be totally different because they
Yeah.
kind of, you don't want to listen to the outside noise too much. You want to do your own research. You always want to see everything firsthand. That's
Yeah.
kind of my biggest piece of
Yeah.
advice.
And I think unlike most creators, not to toot my own horn, but I'm not here to just burn out my audience. You know what I mean? Like if I can inspire one person to want to join our company as a salesperson and change that person's life, I know that we've already been able to do it before. So why not continue scaling that and through the impact of what we're doing, make more and more money? I'm not just here to burn
Mhm.
people out to sell them, oh, buy my course, buy my course. You have to understand this. We run a real service-based business. Go look at what Del Priori Hospitality is. I believe that's what makes us different than every other creator out there is that we run a real service-based business where we sell ads, SEO, and CRM systems to physical businesses. You can actually go visit the businesses that we work with that are our clients. They're real people
Yeah.
and they get good results. So anyone that thinks otherwise just simply hasn't done enough homework and they don't really have an understanding of what we do. But if you understood how much money you could make through our business because of how good our service delivery and fulfillment is, I mean, everyone will be all over the offer, but ultimately, I can't take everyone on. I cannot hire 100 salespeople and onboard 100 salespeople tomorrow. So there's going to be like limited gaps. And it's not even about experience. If you're watching this and you're thinking about trying to get hired by our company as a salesperson, I literally only care about your work ethic and your coachability. And that's one thing about Joe. He's always been very coachable, and that's why he's fucking killing it right now. He was willing to learn. He came up, he still shows up to work every day, ready to learn, wanting to work hard. And that's what's important. If you show up that way, you're going to do well in this business. That's just how it works. You want to add
Yeah.
anything to that, Joe?
Yeah. No, listen, I think like, I just agree. I think the big, I know I said, I agree. I agree. I think the biggest thing is just doing your research, making sure you actually are able to see everything firsthand.
Mhm.
Um, I had something in my mind. I just completely lost my train of thought, but,
All right.
um,
This is raw. This is real. So it's going to be your honest
yeah.
thoughts. If it comes back to you, you can circle back to it.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's really the biggest thing. I think you just want to make sure you're doing your own research. At the end of the day, until you see it firsthand, you can't really listen to anyone else. You have to go ahead and see it firsthand. And listen, like Luke said before, it's a real business. So that's kind of the difference from some other creators. I'm sure you've seen like people in your comments saying like put the fries in the bag, like kind of messing with you. So
Of
listen,
course, of course.
people don't think that it's a real business, but once they actually
Right.
come and see, it's like, damn, these guys are really busting their ass every day. It's not just all talk, you know? So
Ex
I think that's the
exactly.
biggest thing, just coming in and actually taking the time to do your research. You don't want to judge or have any preconceived notion of how it works. You really have to go and see it for yourself. That's the only thing you can ever do. I think that's the most important part.
Bingo, bingo. I think you hit the nail on the head with that. Now, yeah, and I think that's definitely valid. Now, you're getting moved over to inbound right now, and you're getting moved into basically an inbound sales position. We sell B2B. So obviously we sell businesses, our marketing services that we provide, and we don't really we don't have any closers for business to consumer offers. We sell B2B, we sell to real physical businesses, and that's what we do. What would you say to someone, okay, that wants to work a sales job with our company or that wants to get involved in our business, wants to get trained by me, wants to learn how we sell and then get hired by our company? What's one sentence you would tell them to prepare for what our actual work ethic and culture is like? Because we have a lot of fucking fun. We mess around. There's obviously some heinous days in the office and even virtually, but what's one sentence you could give them to prepare?
Man, this could go for just in the office and the sales side. It's just like I would say just don't take anything to heart. Like
Boom. I was gonna say
nothing,
the same thing. Yeah.
like it's never that nothing's that ever that serious.
Yeah.
I mean,
100%.
I would say yeah, just you gotta be you gotta have thick skin. You want to work there.
You do
Like
have to have you do have to have thick skin. Everyone gets picked on, everyone gets made fun of and pulled apart a little bit, but that's okay. It's all in good
and
fun. It's
yeah,
all tough love,
that
you know?
goes for the office culture and sales as well. So that's why, I want to
Yep.
say you definitely need to have thick skin because you're gonna get shit on a lot. Like
Oh
especially in
yeah.
it's not easy at all. Anyone who says it's easy, it's BS. I mean,
No.
it's hard. So
They're trying to sell you a course. And at the end of the day, it is hard. It is not easy to set appointments. It is not easy to cold call. It is not easy to get people to show up to appointments. It is not easy to close. But you know what? If you could figure that part out, that skill is applicable to everything and you could monetize that skill right away. That's the thing.
yeah.
Like if I sell someone some general skill, right? If I'm like, my name is Luke Del Priori, I've made millions of dollars in sales, which I have, and I'm going to teach you how to sell. Okay,
Hmm.
fine. You taught me how to sell. Now, where do I go from here? How do I get a
Yeah.
job? Like, what do I sell? Versus, I'm trying to be very specific and tell you that I believe if you sell recurring marketing services, you can make a lot of money because we have so many guys that are making serious money just as salespeople inside of our agency. So,
Hmm.
what this training is all about is you learn the skill of how to sell, and then you get specific coaching on how to work within our company and succeed as a salesperson in our company. So,
Hmm.
that's what it's all about. That's what it's all
Yeah.
about. And, bro, we love working with you. We love having you. It's been a pleasure
Yeah,
to have you
no.
the past year. Seriously.
100%. I'm super grateful for the opportunity. But at the end of the day, anyone who takes the job on, or, anyone who obviously does more research, looks into it, they think it's something for them. At the end of the day, when it comes to this job and this opportunity, it all really lays on you. So
Hmm.
that's another thing that, you have to consider. And it all lays on your work ethic, your drive, your passion. So it's really all on you at the end of the day. That's another reason that
Yeah.
like the opportunity as well. It's
Yeah.
like Luke said, you kind of have that opportunity to treat it like it's your own business, but without all that risk of having to, put all that money into it, all that, 90-hour work weeks. It's,
Yeah.
that's something I wanted to say as well.
And for example, salespeople have to constantly, a lot of them that know how to close, if they don't have a good offer that they're selling, they have to go basically what I call offer hop. So they have to hop from fucking, oh, I'm working with this agency this month, but now that their service is shit, they're not retaining clients, so I'm not making the commissions that I could. The company I was selling for is going out of business. Now I gotta go hop to this course creator that has a high ticket course that I want to sell. Now I gotta hop to this other offer. When you're part of a successful agency that has a track record that's been around for some time, that has good client results, you can see them all over our Instagram and our website. We sell software that these businesses are going to need for years to come. So you don't need to offer hop. You can go deep on learning our service, our software, what we sell, and what we have to offer. And you can
Hmm.
just become such an expert in that thing, really dive deep and make money. That's what it's
Exactly.
about.
Like if you could do simple work for a long period of time and you just put your head down, that's really going to set you up for success. You know, you build good habits, you
Yeah.
continuously do the hard work. You know, it's hard work, but it's simple enough that anyone could do it at this point with the proper
Yeah.
training, the proper, proper help from our team and obviously you guys as well. That's another thing as well. It's like whoever's willing to really do that work for a long period of time, stick to it, become the best at it, you're always going to succeed at the end of the day. That's the way I kind of see it.
For sure. And you know what's crazy too? A lot of people say, like, oh, like I don't know if sales is for me. I don't know if sales is for me. I'm naturally shy. Or I don't
Hmm.
know if sales is for me. I've never been super outgoing. Dude, we've taken a lot of guys inside of our business that a lot of them are still not naturally outgoing. If you look at
Yeah,
like our
like
whole company culture. Yeah.
I'm naturally introverted myself. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. You don't need to be, and that's where everyone can have a unique selling capability. There's some people that can sell more reserved, and there's some people that are more intense, and that's okay.
Mhm.
As long as you're being naturally who you are vibrationally, and if your energy's flowing and if it's natural, you'll be fine. That's
Exactly.
that's how I've always seen it. That's how I've always looked at it. But to
Yeah,
your point before, to do something extraordinary, you just need to do something ordinary for a long period of time. That's it. You know what I
exactly.
mean? You just have to
Exactly. Yeah.
stick to the basics. And sales can be monotonous, but that's why we have such a good culture in our company. When you sell for a good company, you don't want to leave that company. But
Hmm.
that's the thing. It's like the monotony is where all the money is made. And that's just the truth. And people don't want to face that. They want to have some super sexy, extravagant online business because some course creator sold them a fucking dream on it. And they don't realize what's actually to come with that.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to get into
Exactly.
e-com. I want to get into trading. I want to get into drop shipping. Good luck. Get ready to compete with guys that live in fucking Southeast Asia that have been in the business for the last 13 years that own warehouses and facilities. And when you're trading, good luck trading against fucking Ray Dalio. And it's just like you're not geared for success. But as a
Yeah.
salesperson, you're walking into this business as a newbie, just like everyone else does, and you have the ability to learn from people that have already proven the concept for you. And I think that's the
Mhm.
coolest thing to me.
Yeah.
To
I
me.
agree. And listen, those other the failure rate in those other industries is just insane. I mean, like
Right.
day trading, like 90% of them don't even make money. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
they drop shipping, like I
That's
don't know,
true.
all those things. You want something that's obviously proven to work. And like you said, if you find a good company, the last thing you want to really do, in my opinion, is jump around from company to company. I feel like you
Yeah,
want to
no one
get
wants to do
that
that. The
on
goal, the goal is to have a career, right? So the goal is to
exactly.
be like, yeah, I've been with this company for the last 15 years or 20 years and have made millions of dollars working with the company. Like that's really the goal. People don't want to have
Mhm.
to job hop because they're not happy where they're at. People want to
Yeah.
be able to work for a business where they have sustainability and they're happy with where they're at. And that's effectively what we're setting up. And like I said, bro, I'm really happy to have you as part of this company and part of this culture and ethics. So any final remarks that you want to give people, any advice you want to give to the viewer?
Uh, you know, no, nothing. I kind of, I want to go back to that one point. I think it's like honestly the most important thing when it comes to sales in general, and especially, especially in our office, is don't take anything to heart. Especially when it comes to sales, like people have bad days, but you
Mhm.
can't let one bad call or one bad day, one bad week, even one bad month, you can't let that define, your whole career and kind of who you
Yeah.
are. You got to stay true to who you were when you started. So,
Exactly.
have
It's like the weather, bro. It's not fucking sunny every day. You know? Sometimes you
yo,
think it's gonna be sunny and then it fucking pisses out and then you get shit on. You got a
yeah.
meeting?
Yeah, Sal's got to hop on a meeting right now. So,
Good, good. Well, that's a good sign. We have a closing call coming up. So anyhow, we'll get back in touch with you guys. I appreciate y'all for watching the video. Sal, good luck on the call. And thanks for the help, Joey. I appreciate it.
all right, all right, all right. Bye, guys.
Bye.